This story is very meaningful. Everyone should hear it. Listen to Brian tell the story. My name is Fran Miller, and I'm a hairstylist, or at least I was until yesterday, March 11th, 2025, when my whole world flipped upside down. I'm 32, single, and still drowning in medical bills from my mom's long battle with cancer. She passed a year ago, but the debt lingers like a shadow I can't shake. I've been working at Bob's Salon in this ritzy suburb for 5 years, cutting hair, curling locks, and trying to make ends meet. It's not glamorous, but it's mine, or it was. Yesterday, I got fired, and it wasn't just losing a job. It was losing the one thing keeping me sane. The worst part? It all started with a blowout and curls gone wrong, a rich lady named Barbara Kane, and a moment of chaos that spiraled out of control. It's 2 p.m., and I'm mid-blowout for Mary, a sweet older lady who's been coming to me forever. The salon's buzzing, phones ringing, dryers humming, the usual chaos. Then she storms in. Barbara Kane, all designer heels and entitlement, her voice slicing through the noise like a knife. "Hello? Emergency over here," she snaps, waving her phone like it's a royal scepter. I glance up, my hands still tangled in Mary's silver hair, and force a smile. "Hi, can I help you?" I say, trying to keep my tone light. Her eyes narrow, and I feel the heat of her glare even from across the room. "You better. I've got the charity ball of the season tonight, and my usual hairdresser ditched me for her sick kid or some nonsense. I need a blowout and curls, and I need it now." My stomach twists. I hate confrontation, but I can already tell this isn't going to end well. "That's awful," I say, meaning it about the kid, not her hair. "I hope the kid's okay. I can fit you in at 3 p.m. She cuts me off, her voice rising. 3 p.m.? No, that won't work. I demand to be served immediately." I blink, caught off guard. "I'm sorry, but every stylist is booked." She steps closer, her perfume choking the air. "Then make space. I promise you I'm far more important than that old blue hair you're working on." My husband, Carl Kane, runs Black Square Financial Group. Heard of them? He's a powerful man. He could buy this dump and fire you all if I don't get what I want. Mary shifts in her chair, her soft eyes meeting mine with a flicker of worry. "Fran's doing a lovely job," she murmurs, her voice barely above a whisper, but Barbara snaps, "Zip it, Grandma. Go back to your rocking chair and your cat." My chest tightens, a sharp pang of anger mixing with the dread pooling in my gut. I want to defend Mary. She's been coming to me for years, always tipping extra even though I know she's on a fixed income. But I'm frozen, my hands trembling as I smooth her hair. My breath catches, and I force the words out, desperate to calm the storm brewing in front of me. "I can finish Mary in 15 minutes and squeeze you in before my next client," I say, my voice shaky but firm. Barbara huffs, her lips curling into a sneer. 15 minutes? Fine, but this blowout better be incredible, or I'll make sure you never work in another salon again. The threat hangs in the air like smoke, thick and suffocating. I nod, my throat dry, and turn back to Mary, brushing her hair with a little more force than I mean to. She doesn't flinch, just gives me a small, sad smile that makes me feel worse. The salon's alive around us. Tina, the new stylist, is chatting up her client in the corner, and the hum of dryers fills the gaps. But all I can hear is Barbara tapping her foot, her impatience radiating like heat. I finish Mary quick, my fingers flying through the last curls, and whisper, "You're all set." She pats my hand, her touch warm and steady. "You're too good, Fran," she says, sliding a crumpled 10 into my palm before shuffling off. I pocket it, guilt gnawing at me for rushing her out. Barbara flops into the chair the second Mary's gone, her purse thudding onto the counter. "Blowout and curls. Don't just stand there, snap to it," she barks, and I jump, grabbing the brush like it's a lifeline. My hands are still shaking, but I start, smoothing her thick, dark hair with quick, practiced strokes. She's watching me in the mirror, her eyes sharp and unforgiving, and I feel like a bug under a magnifying glass. "Faster!" she snaps, and I bite my lip, pushing the dryer harder against her scalp. The noise drowns out my thoughts, but not the panic creeping up my spine. Then the door chimes and Eileen walks in, my Eileen, with her scarf slipping off her bald head and her hands clutching a little pill bottle. She's been coming to me since her diagnosis, and I've been doing her wigs for free when I can. "Fran, I'm so sorry," she says, her voice thin and wobbly. "I think I dropped my meds somewhere." My heart lurches. I can't leave her hanging. She's fragile, barely holding it together after her last round of chemo. "I'll help you look," I say, stepping away from Barbara for just a moment. "What are you doing?" Barbara's voice cracks like a whip, and I freeze mid-step, the dryer still buzzing in my hand. "You're in the middle of my hair!" She's half out of the chair now, her face flushed with fury. "It'll only be a second," I stammer, but she grabs my wrist, her nails digging in. "I don't have a second. Get back here and finish the job." My pulse races, and I glance at Eileen, who's fumbling under a chair, her hand shaking worse than mine. "You're a lifesaver, Fran," she calls as she finds the bottle, clutching it to her chest like it's gold. I force a smile, but Barbara's grip tightens. "Hello? Important customer here. Kick the bag out and focus." I pull free, my wrist stinging, and stumble back to her. "Sorry," I mutter, picking up the curling iron with sweaty hands. "Don't apologize, just hurry up," she says, settling back with a smug little smirk. I start curling, my fingers clumsy under her stare, and every twist feels like a test I'm failing. The door chimes again, and in walks Jake Harper, this scruffy 20-something who's always filming stuff for his YouTube channel. He's got his phone out, pretending to scroll, but I catch him angling it toward us. "Hey Fran, busy day?" he calls, casual as anything, but his grin says he's sniffing out drama. I nod, too frazzled to answer, and Barbara glares at him. "Keep that thing away from me," she snaps, and he winks, slipping to the waiting area. Then Tina pipes up from her station, her voice bright and oblivious. "Fran, you're a wizard with that iron. My client's asking if you can do her next." Her client, a bubbly blonde named Cassie, nods eagerly. "I saw your work on Instagram. Amazing." I flush, a tiny spark of pride cutting through the mess, but Barbara snorts. "She's busy ruining my hair. Wait your turn." Cassie's smile falters, and Tina shoots me a sympathetic look. I keep going, the curls piling up, but Barbara's still not happy. "This is taking forever. I've got a dress to pick up by 4, she says, checking her watch. "Almost done," I say, my voice tight, and I pull the last curler out. Her hair's perfect, bouncy, shiny, exactly what she asked for, but she runs a hand through it and scowls. "It's damaged. You left those in too long. Look at this." I squint, seeing nothing wrong, but my stomach drops anyway. "I'm sorry, She cuts me off. "Sorry doesn't cut it. This is atrocious. I'm not paying $125 for this garbage. Get your manager." My hands go cold. Bob's in the back, probably hiding from the noise, but I have no choice. "Bob, can you come out?" I call, my voice breaking. He shuffles up, his bald head gleaming under the lights. "What's the problem?" he asks, eyeing Barbara warily. She launches in, her voice loud enough to turn heads. "This girl's rude, slow, and incompetent. She pulled my hair, stopped midway to help some sick old lady, and fried my ends. My husband knows Mr. Robbins, the strip mall owner. One call and this place is toast unless you fire her." The room goes quiet, even the dryers seeming to hush. Jake's filming, I can tell from the corner of my eye, and Tina's frozen mid-cut. "Bob, please," I beg, tears pricking my eyes. "I need this job. My mom's bills." He sighs, heavy and defeated. "I'm sorry, Fran. Customer's always right. Pack up." My knees buckle, but I catch myself on the counter, my vision blurring. Barbara smirks, triumphant, and I grab my bag, stumbling out as Cassie whispers, "That's so unfair." Outside, the cold bites my face, and I collapse against the wall, sobs ripping through me. Jake follows, phone still out. "Fran, that was insane. I'm posting this. Salon Karen's gonna trend," he says, almost giddy. "Don't," I choke, but he's already tapping away. I drag myself home, my mind a mess, and set up my kitchen table to finish Eileen's hair. She's gentle, grateful, and it's the only thing keeping me from falling apart. Meanwhile, Jake's video hits X, and by nightfall it's everywhere. Thousands of likes, comments calling Barbara a monster, praising me. I don't know it yet, but at the charity ball, Mrs. Haynes, the bigwig who runs it, sees it too. She corners Barbara, her voice steel. "You got Fran fired. Fix it or you're out of my circle." Barbara's scrambling, and the next day she's at my door, apologies spilling out, a new salon in tow. But that's later. Right now I'm still reeling, scissors in hand, wondering how it all went so wrong. I'm still shaking as I smooth Mary's hair, her soft eyes flickering with worry as she murmurs, "Fran's doing a lovely job." Her voice is a lifeline, but Barbara's venom cuts right through it. "Zip it, Grandma. Go back to your rocking chair and your cat." My chest tightens, a hot flare of anger surging up, but my hands freeze mid-motion, trembling against Mary's silver strands. I want to snap back, to tell Barbara she's got no right to talk to Mary like that, but the words stick in my throat, heavy and useless. I'm scared. Scared of her. Scared of losing everything. I can finish Mary in 15 minutes and squeeze you in before my next client, I say, my voice wobbling as I try to douse the fire in her eyes. Barbara huffs, her lips twisting like she's tasted something sour. 15 minutes? Fine, but this blowout better be incredible, or I'll make sure you never work in another salon again. The air feels thick, pressing down on me as I rush through Mary's curls, my fingers fumbling more than usual. She doesn't complain, just gives me that quiet smile of hers, and it stabs me with guilt for letting Barbara bully her out of her moment. You're all set, I whisper, helping her up. She slips a crumpled 10 into my hand, her fingers brushing mine. You're too good, Fran, she says, and I want to hug her, but Barbara's already shoving past, claiming the chair like it's a throne. Blowout and curls. Don't just stand there, snap to it, she orders, and I flinch, grabbing the brush like it's my last defense. I start working, my hands moving fast but unsteady. The dryer's roar drowning out the chatter around me. Tina's laughing with Cassie at her station, oblivious to the storm brewing at mine, and Jake's lurking by the door, his phone angled just enough to make me nervous. Barbara's watching me in the mirror, her eyes like daggers, and every swipe of the brush feels like a plea for mercy. Faster, she barks, and I push harder, sweat beading on my neck. Then Eileen stumbles in, her scarf slipping, her voice frail. Fran, I'm sorry. I think I lost my meds. My heart lurches. She's been through hell, and I can't leave her hanging. I'll help you look, I say, stepping away for a split second. What are you doing? Barbara's scream jolts me back, her hand clamping my wrist so hard I gasp. You're in the middle of my hair! Her face is red, veins popping, and I stammer, It'll only be a second. But she yanks me closer, her nails biting into my skin. I don't have a second. Get back here and finish. Eileen's on her knees now, fishing under a chair, and when she finds her pills, she looks up at me with watery eyes. You're a lifesaver, Fran, she says, and I choke out a you're welcome, but Barbara's still seething. Hello? Important customer here. Kick the bag out and focus. I wrench my arm free, my wrist throbbing, and dive back into her hair, my hands shaking so bad I nearly drop the curling iron. Jake's filming now. I can feel it, and Tina's client, Cassie, pipes up, Fran, you're amazing. Can you do me next? Barbara snorts. She's busy ruining my hair. Wait your turn. I keep going, curling tight waves, but she's relentless. This is taking forever. I've got a dress to pick up by 4, she snaps, and I mutter, almost done, pulling the last curler free. Her hair's perfect, glossy, bouncy, but she runs a hand through it and screeches, It's damaged! You left those in too long! I stare, seeing nothing wrong, but my stomach's in knots. I'm sorry, She cuts me off. Sorry? This is atrocious. I'm not paying $125 for this. Get your manager. My blood runs cold. Bob's my last hope, but he's weak when it counts. Bob, can you come out? I call, my voice cracking. He shuffles over, glasses slipping down his nose. What's the problem? He asks, and Barbara unloads, her voice echoing. This girl's rude, slow, and useless, and she pulled my hair, stopped to help some sick hag, and fried my ends. My husband knows Mr. Robbins, the strip mall owner. One call, and you're done unless you fire her. My knees shake, tears burning my eyes. Bob, please, I beg. I need this job. My mom's bills. He sighs, his shoulders slumping. Sorry, Fran. Customer's always right. Pack up. The world tilts, and I grab my bag, my chest heaving as I stumble out, Barbara's smirk searing into my back. Jake's on me in seconds. Phone out. Fran, that was wild. This is going viral. Salon Karen's born, he says, grinning. Don't, I choke, but he's already gone, and I drag myself home, collapsing at my kitchen table with Eileen's wig in my hands. By night, Jake's videos everywhere. X is ablaze, thousands of comments tearing Barbara apart, calling me a hero. I'm shaking as I curl Eileen's hair, her soft thank you, the only thing keeping me grounded. Across town, Barbara's at the charity ball, sipping champagne, clueless until Mrs. Haynes corners her. You got Fran fired, she says, her voice like ice. Fix it or you're out. Barbara stammers, but the damage is done. Her name's mud online and she knows it. The next day she's at my door, her face pale, her voice small. Fran, I'm sorry, she says, and I stare, too tired to feel anything. I didn't know about your mom, what you do for people. Let me make it right. She drags me to a storefront, a shiny new salon with Fran's Haven on the sign. My husband's firm leased it, she says, desperate for forgiveness. I step inside, the smell of fresh paint hitting me, and my breath catches, hope maybe, flickering through the numbness. Jake's there, filming, yelling, "This is the comeback of the year," and the door swings open. Mary, Eileen, Cassie, Tina, half the town pouring in, cheering. But it's not over. Barbara's phone buzzes, Carl's furious, the firm's pulling back, her social circles crumbling. She forces a smile, but I see the cracks, the panic in her eyes as she says, "I'll be your first client, okay?" I nod, picking up the brush, but I'm not the same Fran she broke yesterday. I've got this place, these people, and a chance to keep going, maybe even thrive. Barbara? She's got a long fall ahead and I'm not sure she'll land. As I start her blowout, I think about Mom, how she'd laugh at this mess, how she'd tell me to keep my head up. Life's a tangle, but sometimes the knots loosen just enough to breathe. Barbara's paying double today, and I'm keeping every cent. Maybe that's the lesson. You can push people down, but they'll rise, and the world's watching when you stumble. I glance at Jake, still filming. "Hey, you out there?" I say, half smiling into the lens. "What do you think? Should I forgive her? Drop a comment. I'm listening."